RCMP's plan to outfit officers with body cameras delayed again. Absolutely crazy. Get them $100 GoPros, get them 64GB cameras, have that biatch running all day, every day. I don't know. Canada is a crazy, crazy place, guys. I don't know why it takes so long to get cameras should be on every officer anyways, in every single country. There's no reason. If you want to have control over your officers, I don't know why the governments don't want it. Well, obviously the governments do. It's the officers that don't want it. And why don't they want it? Well, you know, because officers are people too. The RCMP's long-promised plan to equip Mounties across the country with body-worn cameras has been delayed. The RCMP planned to outfit between 10,000 and 15,000 frontline officers in stages, starting sometime in 2023, running into 2024. After awarding the contract, Motorola Solutions Canada earlier this year, Mounties ran field tests of the cameras over the summer in Nova Scotia, Alberta, and Nunavut. A recent statement from the RCMP headquarters suggested that the testers faced issues. Canada plans to exercise its absolute discretion under the contract to pivot to the next ranked bidder. As this is an ongoing procurement process, we are unable to provide additional details at the time, said RCMP spokesperson Robin Percival. An updated timeline will be determined once the government has pivoted to second ranked bidder. CBC News has reached out to Motorola Solutions Canada for comment. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and then RCMP Commissioner Brenda Lucki agreed to fund body-worn cameras in 2020, weeks after George Floyd's death in Minneapolis. Footage of Derek Chauvin kneeling on Floyd's neck fueled against protests against police brutality and systemic racism in Canada all around the world. It's critically important for Canadians to feel protected by the police and is committed to taking whatever steps are required to enhance trust between the RCMP and the communities we serve, said an RCMP spokesperson at the time of 2020 announcement. RCMP has introduced policies. The force originally planned to roll the cameras in 2021, but it took years to land on Motorola as the initial vendor. Why is Motorola doing this? This is so out of date. What is Motorola doesn't even when's the last time you had a Motorola product? As far as I'm aware, Motorola is just parts right now inside of our cell phones, but I could be wrong. When the RCMP does finally start using cameras across the country, officers will have to activate them during service calls, including ongoing crimes and investigations, mental health calls, and protests. The RCMP says officers won't be using cameras during intimate searches. We should be using cameras all the time. I don't know. Anybody that doesn't want a camera from an officer is doing something wrong. I don't care how private it is. You are enabling something wrong. I don't care. We get these little tiny grandmas out there who seem all innocent. They're like, I don't want to have a camera, an officer, taking video of me when he comes in. No, you do. I don't care whether or not you understand how much you need the officer to have a camera. There has to be a camera. I don't know why we don't. It's insane to me.
Do you remember your dreams?
The RCMP has policies on when cameras can be turned off, rarely, and how footage can be disclosed to the public upon request. The federal government committed $238.5 million over 6 years in the 2020 fall economic statement to fund cameras and digital evidence management system. The union representing RCMP officers says it continues to support body cameras for its members. The NPF has been engaged with the RCMP and its membership throughout the testing phases, and we will continue to engage this important topic as next vendor rolls out their product. Brian Suave, president of the National Police Federation, told CBC News in a media statement, just get them all GoPros. And the officer, but we can cause more problems. No. The job of the police is to maintain order. Okay? Tell the officers, you're allowed to go buy your own body cam if you want. And watch a good portion of them, even if it's 5%, a good portion will go out and buy their own body cams. They'll buy their own GoPros because they want to protect themselves. You'll see what they'll do is they'll push another 10%. These are just random figures. I'm kind of guessing, but they'll push another 10%. So you'll have 15% of the force that will go out and buy their own frickin' body cameras, and they'll record their own footage. And what you do is you give them training. You go, this is how you manage digital data. This is how you move information from this SD card into a secure system and back this up. Now you may go, well, training is really expensive. Training is cheaper than paying an entire other company to do it. Paying a whole other company to do it is cheaper in the short run for a small bit. If you want Motorola to handle the security, handle the backups, handle everything, then yes. But if our officers are expected to clean their guns and write reports, they should be expected to understand digital security and move video footage off of a GoPro and onto some form of secure system. And then have people in the office understand digital security. Everybody understand digital security to the point where they can all move those files safely around the whatever, at least the police office itself.